Hi and welcome to the Business Made Easy show. I'm your host Fiona Hall and my co-host Liz Fry down below on my screen. I don't know where she is on your screen. And then we have another fantastic person here today, and her name is also Fiona, so she must be fabulous. So, must be the Fiona thing. And her name is Fiona Clark, and she's from Breakthrough Business Solutions, and she's going to be our guest expert today, talking about marketing for small business. And most of us who listen to the show, I know, are small business owners. So grab your pen, some paper, and take some notes. I'm sure you'll get some great little nuggets of wisdom from Fiona. She's an expert in the area of marketing and understanding sales and marketing for small businesses and helping them grow their revenue and grow their team. So the Business Made Easy show, we are all about finding the simple ways to do things, because a lot of us start business with a passion and a roar and a hiss, and then we start to go, wow, there's all these things that we don't know. There's all these gaps in our knowledge, and it can be quite overwhelming, right? So welcome to the tribe of women learning how to do all those things, finding out the simple ways to do things. That's what we're here for, and we're here to help you find out those simple ways to do things in business. You can come across to our community Facebook page, which I'll just share the link for those who are watching the replay. Later on, I'll just hop in here and share that for you. So this is the Business Made Easy Facebook tribe that has up to 190 members as of yesterday morning, which is exciting. That group has all of our guest experts are actually part of that group. So you can connect with them and see if you want to work with them at a later stage. You can also, each day I post a little tidbit, a little hashtag in there. There's lots of tips and hints along the way from my systems head that comes in, and you can interact there and find potential suppliers, clients, collaborators. It's a place for you to connect with other people in business who are on that same journey and love to learn and love to share, because I think sharing is caring, and the more that we help each other out, the more that we'll be successful. So the reason that Liz and I started the show was that we actually had a word in common this year, and it was freedom. We wanted more freedom in our business, freedom in our lives, to have more choice. And to do that, we need to grow our businesses. And this show is all about creating a wealth of knowledge. There's a whole bunch of shows that we've started since February, actually, of this year. There's huge amounts of knowledge packed away that is now loaded to a YouTube channel that you can go and watch past shows if you want to find out some more information, learn some great tips from our past guests. Invite you to come across to the YouTube channel and make sure I'll post it up later. But we also wanted to support and connect with people, specifically women in business, because I think that the vibe that I get from women in business is very much connecting and helping other women, and I love that about women. I have some amazing people in my life who I can call on to help me if I'm going through one of those brain fogs of what am I doing right now, and help me check in and do a reality check. And also it's about having a place to be accountable. So think about for yourself, if you want to join a tribe, we'd love to have you as a member if you're ready to grow your business, and if you are looking for a place to feel connected, and maybe find some fantastic other women who are local to you that you can connect with too. Now, I'm going to hop into the next part of the show, which is the nugget section. So I give a wee golden nugget each time, and so does Liz. And today I want to talk about something that's very close to my heart. It's about making sure that as you are taking a team on, that you give them really clear instructions, because it shortens that learning curve for your team if they know what they need to do. So the grumbles and moans I've heard from business owners and managers and people I've worked for over the years, they should just know what to do. They're qualified. I haven't got time to train them. That attitude's not going to get you anywhere. In fact, it's going to create a bunch of disgruntled employees or VAs or suppliers or whoever you're using. Investing time and energy into training your team will pay off big time. What happens when you spend that time is they start thinking about the business differently. They feel cared for. You can take a holiday without being called or emailed to ask where the keys for the PO box are. Really stupid little bits of information that's not recorded in a really easy to access place means that there's lots of interruptions to the day. There's lots of interruptions to people taking holidays. Giving your team those tools to do a great job means that they feel taken care of, and they also feel valued. And if your employees or team feel valued, they will then pass that on to your customers and clients. So it's a win-win for everybody. So the kind of stuff that you need to start with when you're thinking about documenting and recording how you do business is the why. So why you're in business. Starting with setting the scene, because that creates the business culture that you want to impart to your team. So think about the values that that you have as a business owner, and what your clients expect from you based on those values. So you might have things like, timeliness. What does that mean to you? If you're using timeliness, does that mean within 2 working days or 2 hours? Think about being quite specific about what expectations are, so people know when they're doing a great job or when they're not meeting expectations. Give them some time frames. So the things that you need to think about are providing written or recorded instructions on how you want your clients taken care of. Provide a basic office manual with the details about how they need to navigate their workplace. Make sure that everyone knows what the email signature file should be. That you have some information about voicemail messages, what you want people to say, and that will obviously give timeframes for returning calls to your clients. So there's a flow-on effect for not just your team members, but for the clients as well. Allow enough time for training and handover. It takes time. If you're taking people on and you're recruiting them fast and just chucking them in a chair without the tools to do a great job, your clients are going to get let down. You're going to be stressed. You're going to be frustrated. It's not going to be a good situation for everybody concerned. And check back in on them. You might assume that you've given them more tools to the job, but make sure you create an open door. They can check in to make sure they've got the tools to do the job. And be really open to feedback. And it can be really hard because you think you're doing a great job and you've given people information, you've set things all up, but sometimes you're going to miss some, there's going to be some gaps. And providing an environment and an open dialogue where they can give you feedback and say, actually, I have no idea what this means or how this works. I need more information. So that's my nugget. Make sure you give your team the information they need to do a great job for your business. Now I'm going to hand it over to my lovely co-host, Liz Fry from fry.com. She is an extraordinary organiser and connector of people. She creates these amazing events, Fuse Connect, where she gets guest speakers along to educate a team of business owners. Like, she does an amazing job of getting a whole bunch of people out in a cold, wet, wintry Tuesday night. People rock up to her events because they know that they're valuable. And that's pretty hard going. I know it's hard to get yourself out on a cold, blustery, wintry night. She does a great job of getting people along and obviously has great speakers to people to attend. She also works with business owners who are kind of in growth mode, but they don't know what they need. And she helps guide them to figure out, actually, you need to get this done, we need to get this done, and helps connect people to give them the right people to get into the next stage in their business. So, handing over to the lovely Liz Fry.
Thanks, Fiona. Yeah, you always talk about me much better than I talk about myself. But yeah, so as Fiona says, I am Liz Fry of lizfry.com, and my little nugget today is actually more a reminder, and it's really about putting ourselves first. Fiona talks about the team, but if we're not on our game and firing from all cylinders, then that can you can have the best intentions with your team, kind of thing, but it can make things a lot harder. I've recently been diagnosed with adrenal fatigue, so I am taking this very seriously now. And yeah, thankfully for me, only the first stages, so got space to sort that out. But it really made me review how I live my life. And, you know, I don't have family over here, and I certainly don't have kids. And so to me, if I had free time, because I love what I do so much, it would just be like, sweet, no problem. I'll just do a quick newsletter, or I'll just do some stuff on Facebook, or I'll just, you know, whatever it is, because yeah, you know, you just enjoy it, and then you don't realize that actually you've now just worked every single day that week and not given yourself some time off at all. So yeah, so this really hit home to me, and so it really is about yeah, looking after ourselves, and whatever that might be. And I've created a list now of the things that I really enjoy, and you know, to help give myself time out. And like yesterday, I mean, I did work, but I'd had time earlier off in the week, so that was okay. But yeah, just took myself off in the evening before it got dark. Lovely walk outside, and yeah, just makes such a difference to have that time out and that space to ensure that, yeah, you know, number one, director of our business, and everything else is really on our game. And that's how I work with my clients. It's like helping you, as Fiona says, work out what you need, not just in your business, but for your personal life as well. So that's where I can bring the business mentoring and the life coaching side of things into the mix. But yeah, we were talking just before we went live on the show this morning, and Fiona Clark mentioned that it's actually more of a, was it work-life mashup?
Yeah.
That,
you like that word?
Yeah, I do. But, you know, it's not about necessarily working Monday to Friday and then having a weekend off. You know, you may have different family commitments and things like that. So it is, you know, it is balancing, but it is mashing it up so that it does work for you. And maybe you have 2 days off in the middle of the week, you know, whatever it takes, if you have to do events at the weekend and things like that. So, yeah, just really getting out of the shoulda, coulda kind of thing, and yeah, finding what's right for you. So yeah, I think you said quite a few of your clients come to you with that, Fiona.
Yes, yeah, that's right. And it's not perfect, you know, and yeah. So, you know, it's just, it is what it is, and it's just making it work for you and your family. And I think feeling okay about that, you know, trying to be, you know, I think, you know, I mentioned before that word that doesn't help us is when we say should. I should be doing that. I should be doing better. I should be making more money. I should be getting more clients, you know. But in reality too, I guess what you said too is, first of all, taking that step back and thinking, well, what do you want? What do you want? And then feel good. If you want to make $50,000 around the children, feel good about that. Yeah. Not everyone has to make $1 million, you know. Yeah. If you want to grow, then you're going to have to put time and effort into that. Yeah. You know, what does that mean for you and the family? And feel okay about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
About priorities, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Good reminder, Liz. Great reminder. We all need to think about ourselves and thinking about, I talk about with some of my clients is what do you need to put into your calendar to take care of yourself? Put that in first.
Yeah.
And then put the work stuff in.
So I think they say that with marketing plans. Oh, actually, Fiona, you'll be able to help us with that one. But yeah, when you do your marketing plan for the year, you have to put your holiday in first.
Yeah, that's a really good tip.
Yeah, totally. We all need the downtime, and it's very easy to step into that. I'll just put her on. Excuse me.
Guest coming in?
Yeah, just a guest coming in, Cara. Yeah, we have to think about our time and look at how we want to live. As you said, Fiona, like what kind of life do we want to live really as well? Like it's that big picture question, right? Yeah, cool. Rightio, I'm going to step into the next part of our business. I'm going to introduce Fiona Clark, our lovely guest today. So I've been following Fiona from afar. I've been stalking her for a number of years. I mean, her name is Fiona. We've got blonde hair, blue eyes. We kind of almost look similar. It's like, it's amazing.
Oh, it's all good.
Both love helping people as well, you know. And I think I met her briefly at a networking event years ago. But it's one of those ones where you're meeting lots and lots of people and you're not quite sure, you know, what's going on. and you kind of brief hi, bye, because there's so many people in a room type of thing. So what I noticed about Fiona was that she had a great big beautiful smile. And she's very friendly, and she just seemed to have a natural confidence that was something that you kind of were drawn to as well. So I met with Fiona a couple of weeks ago now. I finally met face to face and got to know her background, and was amazed at the similarities that we had about the things that we're really passionate about, helping people. Now, Fiona's got a background in corporate and marketing and sales, and really understands how to, get a product and a campaign sorted out and really deliver on that. And she's very focused on the results and the outcomes for that. And she takes a real pride, from what I got from the conversation, in seeing those results and seeing them for her clients. That's a wonderful thing to have in place there. I'm just going to, mute people on there. Where are we? And then I'll bear with me. Right, that should work now. So Fiona's background, she's a business growth specialist is the title that she has, and she works with small to medium-sized businesses who have a high quality product or service. And she works with them to look at the numbers. She's good with the numbers on things in terms of the increasing in their turnover and their profit. And she does this with partnering alongside them, identifies the opportunities for growth, develops a really strong practical plan that they can implement, which I love. I love that practical, what do you need to do stuff. That really excited me when I heard that. And then she looked at ways to really make sure their sales and marketing systems are powerful and they're in place, and the staff are on board to make sure that those things are happening. So her team are the people she works with, the business owners, have a really strong skill set or service, but they need some guidance, some accountability, and some business expertise to help them take their business to that next level. So Fiona loves to provide those practical tools and resources to help set them up for success, and really the strategic stuff. But she's like me, she loves to roll her sleeves up and get stuck in to the business. And I can imagine that she becomes that go-to advisor that they check in quite regularly if something, a new opportunity comes up, that they'll be on the phone to Fiona going, hey, what do we think about this? Having that backstop, because as a business owner, sometimes when you're making all these decisions, it can be really lonely at the top, and no one else is in that position. So having that backstop to call to help guide you through that decision-making process is really invaluable. She's got clients who are nationwide, and she consults via Skype for those people outside of Auckland, and she does travel nationally for training and business consulting. And that's the other side of Fiona. She's a trainer and facilitator for the Auckland Chamber of Commerce, and also an NZ trainer facilitator for the TetraMap framework for development of high-performing teams. So her specialties are business planning, strategic planning, marketing, sales, and staff training. So welcome, Fiona Clark.
Thank you. Thanks very much. And first of all, yes, thank you for inviting me onto the show. I'm thrilled to be here. And, I really love what you and Liz are doing, because, we share that passion around working and helping business owners, and particularly women in business. That's my passion as well. So, I'm excited about what you are doing. And very happy to be part of this today. So thanks very much.
You're welcome.
So would you like me to?
Yeah, so tell us about marketing. So we're talking about marketing for small business, obviously, today. Tell us about what you think are the key things we need to think about as a small business when we think about the topic of marketing.
Yeah, great. Marketing is one of those things. I hear so many comments around marketing. Often we think it's really difficult, or it's challenging, or it's really expensive. And, yes, you mentioned before, I have worked in the corporate world. I worked there for quite a long time. The marketing budgets that we had there were, pretty extreme. Most small to medium business owners, we don't have that budget to spend. So I think we have to be even more clever and even more savvy, because we're doing it on the snip of an oily rag. And a lot of the time there isn't any budget So we need to be looking at where is every single dollar spent and what are you getting back for that return as well. And a little tip that, in theory, for every dollar you spend in marketing, you want to be getting $3 back, in return for that. So it's really looking at where are you spending your time and your resources. If it's one tip, and I really do want to give a lot of tips and golden nuggets, to your listeners today. One of the key things is first of all, take a step back and let's look at the strategy first.
Yep.
The tactical stuff is the doings. So the doings are the things like, if it's Google AdWords, if it's advertising in the local paper, that's the tactical stuff. But before we do that, we've got to take a real step back, first of all. And, you might have heard the kind of saying that, it's one message. So it's one message at a time. Often what I find too is with marketing is we tend to want to say everything.
Yeah.
At the same time to everybody, and I can do all these products and I've got all of this and I can work with anybody, But then it kind of confuses and dilutes, exactly what are you trying to promote here? What is the product or service kind of talk around? So that's one thing I would say is, first of all, let's just take a wee step back. And, there's different types of marketing. So there's online marketing and there's offline marketing.
Yeah.
And if it's one of the things, particularly nowadays, so much of business, is online. So yes, absolutely, online is a big part of all of our world, being a business owner. But you don't have to be an online guru in order to do that. This is where, it is also looking at what are you good at and what do you need help with.
Yeah.
And getting in expertise, for the things that you're not strong on. So first of all, when we talk around online and offline, why do you need to do both? Is because not everybody is online looking directly for your product or service, at that particular time. On the other hand, offline marketing, this is what I find fascinating, is a lot of people now think that that's old-fashioned stuff. That's what we used to do. We've moved on from that, and now we're doing a lot more, sophisticated, technically savvy stuff. But don't forget the offline marketing. This is what's crucial. And actually, a lot of companies around the world, and particularly in the US, are making billions of dollars by offline marketing. So with marketing, what we want to do is we want to look at what is everyone else doing, but do things differently. Don't try and do everything the same as everyone else in your industry. Right? Look at what they're doing. You want to be aware of what your competitors or other companies are doing, and then do it differently so you stand out. So what do I mean when I say around, kind of marketing? We want to tell people who you are. Who are you and what do you do? So who are you? What kind of business are you? What products and services do you provide? And where are you? And also why. You mentioned before, Fiona, about the why.
Yeah. So
why should people buy from you? So if I have 3 people who are in the same industry as you sitting in front of me, why would I buy from you as opposed to anybody else? So we've got to give them something special. It's that you heard about, maybe your unique selling point. Really, it's just telling them why. Why should I come and do business with you? And give you my hard-earned money for your product or your service. Yeah. And sometimes it's a hard thing to kind of identify why people should, and we're working with somebody who can help you look at things from the outside and help you identify those things too. Yeah. So we want to tell people who you are, where you are, what you do, why should people come and buy from you. Yeah. So this is why it's really good to take a step back first. So take your time with marketing, because I see a lot of money being spent, and trying to put it in the right areas, but there's a lot of money that gets wasted in marketing. So this is why we want to be careful around your dollars. Yep. So offline marketing, what could we do? If it's one thing, if we look at where does your business come from? Now in New Zealand, a lot of our business comes from referrals and word of mouth. Yeah. It's also 5 times more expensive to get a new client than it is to do business with clients you already have. So this is one thing that I really work through with my clients, is who do you already have as a past client or on your database, or people who've done business with you before. They already know you, they already like you, and they trust you because they've done business with you. So how can you offer them more? Have you got something new? Is there something you can package up for them? Is there an extension of what you've already done, for them before? that would actually then you can add value to them. A lot of the time we're so busy looking at new clients. You know, they cost money to bring them on board. And if they don't know you from Adam, it takes time for them, you know, and it takes lots of touch points often in order for them to come on board as a client. So don't forget the ones you already have. Show them some love. Give them a bit of TLC, and look after them, because they're important to us. Yep.
That's a really good point, Fiona, because we were at a networking event the other day, and one of the ladies said she saw her nail clinic or her nail salon had a deal for new customers only. And she just thought, hang on a sec, I've just been coming here for, you know, months, and what are you doing to look after me? And that was it. She was out of there and went to find somewhere new, you know. So yeah, totally with you on that one. It's really about looking after the people that you know, are showing you their support already as well.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they're helping you build your business, you know. Actually, that brings another wee point. We want to thank them. So what can you do as a VIP program or a loyalty program, or how can we reward them for the business that they are already doing with you? Yeah. So you're right. The banks are a prime one around credit cards. You know, they're very much aggressively attracting new clients. However, you know, for example, we've been with the bank for 20 years, you know, with a certain bank, and yeah, you kind of think exactly what the example you gave there. It's like, hang on a minute, we've been really good clients for 20 years, you know. So, yeah. So, you know, so offline marketing, if it's one thing I would say, is look at where your business comes from. So this is where I'm saying take your time rather than racing out and spending money on the tactical doings. In New Zealand, we want to build our businesses through referrals and word of mouth, right? It's a great, strong way to build your company. It also then means when people come to you, they're already pre-qualified because it's been through a recommendation. So it's so much easier for you then to actually then bring them on board as a client. They're already starting to trust you because someone they know has said that you're good at what you do. So rather than racing out, spending a lot of money on external kind of promotion, let's also look at a referral program. Let's also look internally at your business as, okay, what can you do to encourage more referrals and say thank you? It's a wonderful way to thank people. But often what I see with referral programs, and this is a wee tip to people who are considering it as well, is try and make it easy for people to do business with you. Yeah. Sometimes I see referral programs and they say, right, if you fill out this form and then the person does this, then they have to do that, then they have to buy 5 products, then they have to do it, then you get something. And it's like, blimey, talk about working hard. You know?
Yeah. And so, people value their time. Like we all get that time fatigue, and it's like if I had to spend 10, 15 minutes doing something, I'm like, no thanks.
And one thing that I've found through doing a lot of testing, measuring, which of course is our world of marketing, is you trying things and then you're testing it and seeing the success of it, is things that work very well is when you reward both people. Rather than just a win or lose, you reward both. So you're saying thank you to the person who's given you the referral, and you're also saying welcome and thank you to the new client who's coming on board. So when you can look at the value of what your sale is and look at how much are you willing to spend and look at how you can say thanks to both people. And also it's really good if it could be made the same value dollar-wise. Yeah. So that it's transparent. So then if I've given you a new client, I can feel really good about that. And I know you're getting something as well. Especially for women, we like to feel good rather than I'm getting paid, I'm getting something, you're getting nothing. It's like, oh gosh, you know, I've won out on that, but you know, I feel a little bit awkward. It's like, no, let's, you know, make sure that everybody is rewarded. And it means then it's a win for everyone. It's a win for the business owner, win for the new person, and win for the person referring. You feel really, it's a good positive kind of experience.
Totally. I had a client who he was he wanted to increase referrals. Like we figured out that he was in a certain area and they were putting in security systems. And like, I said, what do we do? We did a flyer drop in the area saying, hey, your neighbours are getting a new security system put in. We're offering a local area discount, so you get an extra sensor if you book within the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And that works really well. And then we also had another another program where we looked at that if someone had a security system put in and they referred them into someone else, they got a bottle of wine, and the friend got and the referral got a free sensor as well. So it was, one woman got 6 bottles of wine. She paid for it.
You know, and that's another thing. Don't put a limit on it. You know, you want more referrals, then don't cap it. The more that come to you, the more you can say thank you. You know, and of course you're running your business, so you can afford to do that. So it's not, you know, costing you. You know, you're actually generating more income and more turnover. So it's, you know, referral. So look at where the business, you know, comes from first. You know, offline marketing.
Do you measure that yourself? Like, how do you measure where your referrals come in? Do you have a system that you use? Systems?
Yeah. I love systems. Systems is my world. Yeah, we simply ask people. Yeah, ask them, you know, how did you hear about us? A lot of them will say, oh, I was talking to so-and-so and they said that I should come and see you, or I should come and have, you know, a conversation with you. So we have a formal referral program. Yeah. And we have some marketing material that then we can actually give and people can take and pass on. And yeah, so we love to do that. So I love to buy presents. I love to give things to people. So it's, you know.
Feels good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it feels great. It feels great to do that. And it's great to help, you know, their friend or their colleague. Yeah. You know, and we look after all our clients, of course. But also when you get that referral, you know, it's treating them like gold too. And, you know, you really want to make sure that you do everything you can, you know, for somebody who's been referred to you, you know, as well.
Cool.
You know, so you mentioned before, Liz, and I know that you're really good at networking. Networking is really big for us, you know, small to medium business. Yeah. You know, it's our world is different to, you know, the corporate world. And advertising and promotion and marketing works in different ways for different size businesses, you know, and your industry. But what doesn't change is we do business with people. Yeah. We do business with relationships, you know, not with a brand or a logo or a building or a car, you know, sign right on the car and the branding. We do business with people, and we do business with people we like and we trust. So it's building that relationship with people. If it's anything, is get out there and build relationships with people. Get people to know you. And yes, sometimes it can take time, but if you invest in that, then what happens is they will refer more people to you as well. You know, and I love networking, and I'm always, you know, out and about, although, you know, with the family, I've also got to kind of try and balance that. But it's, yeah, when people get to know you and trust you, and yeah, it's so much easier. And what it also means then is that is the best way to grow your company, through referrals, through word of mouth, because those clients stick. Those clients, you know, stay. They're not shopping based on price a lot of the time. You know, that's not such a consideration because they're already looking to do business with you by the time they come to you. Yeah. You know, so it is, someone once gave me the tip, and I love this, is that people can either be clients or connectors. Wow. Now, what I see in networking sometimes, which I'm not such a fan of, is when people will meet somebody and think, oh, no, you're not going to be a particular client of mine, and kind of move on. It's like, hang on a minute, you know. We have apparently about 200 people or more in our personal network. So there's a lot of people that we know. And so, you know, you may never do business with certain people, but they may open the doors and introduce you to other people. So it's also been really good to people when you are out at any events. This is part of your marketing strategy, and you are your best sales and marketing people. And this is what we forget. We rely on ads, or we rely on other things. You are your best person. So how do you talk around what you do? It is that, you know, that 1 minute intro. You know, are you passionate around what you do? Are you clear? Are you concise? Are you to the point? You know, and do people get what you do? Yeah. And being proud of your business as well, you know.
Yeah,
so it's how you engage with other people. So, you know, you are your best person. So how are you presenting yourself? First of all, this is your own personal branding, and this is becoming, this is huge in the States, and we need to really pay attention to this in New Zealand as well. It is here. It's always been here, but it's getting talked about a lot more. So it comes down to, you know, whether you like it or not, it comes down to how we look, comes down to how we talk, I was teaching at Massey University a few months ago, and this was part of the presentation around branding for the students, is what you say, according to this study, was only 7% of people's perception of you. It's your body language, it's your gestures, it's your tone of voice, it's your confidence or your lack of confidence, it's how you're presenting yourself, it's, you know, how you dress. Do you show up looking like you're professional, or, you know, are you dressed extremely casually, you know, and it's the wrong kind of environment. So people make up their minds within 30 seconds of us, whether they like us or they don't. And I was quite surprised that it was such a small percentage actually of what you say. You know, you think you get prepared for meetings and you're so concerned about what you're going to say, and you're so prepared for that, but that's only such a small part of it. We are taking in so many other things about people that you're not even consciously maybe aware of. But you get a feeling about someone, you'll either click with someone and you like them. You're not sometimes sure why, you just really like them. And other times you kind of think, oh, I'm not sure, you know.
Something not quite right there.
And that's okay. And, you know, in business too, it took me a wee while to learn, it's all right, you don't have to connect with everyone. You don't have to like everyone. You're not going to have to dinner with them, you know, you do business with them. But I've also learned, and I listened to some of your past sessions, Fiona and Liz, I have learned the hard way to trust your gut a lot more in business. You know, if you should.
As soon as that word should comes in, you need to know.
So marketing-wise, offline, you're getting out there, but be careful with your time. Every coffee meeting, and look, we do coffee meetings all the time, but it is not just a cup of coffee. It is a strategic business meeting, so treat it such as well. I'll say sometimes to people, right, so what's your objective of the meeting? Why are you going? And they'll say, to introduce myself. And I'm like, okay, that's going to take 2 minutes. Then what? No, okay. So why are you there? Those other people that you're meeting are busy as well. So you've got to respect their time. So what's the objective of the meeting? You know, what do you want to get across? And from any meeting that you have, again, this comes down to your sales and your marketing, is what are you leaving the meeting with? What's the next steps? You know, can you, if they're not ready, you know, you're meeting people initially. So is there anything you can do to help them? Can you send them any information? You know, is there anything you can invite them to? You know, would you like to go on their mailing list? Can they go on your mailing list so you can keep each other up to date with what's happening? You know, it's how can you, another wee thing, if you want to work well with people, you know, in business, what can you do to help them? Think about the other person first and yourself second. And this brings you sales, it brings you clients. And, you know, I really do believe in being good, be good to others, and it does come back to you. It might take some time sometimes, it's not always straight away, but be good, because New Zealand is a small place and Auckland is a small place.
It is. I had a meeting with someone years ago, and she was just starting out in business, and it was through a networking group I was in, and we went to her home office and talked to her about a few things because I was a couple of years into business and a couple of things I had set up, and we spent quite a bit of time, and she was really lovely, and I didn't really, you know, wished her well, and we connected on LinkedIn, etc. And then 5 years later, she called me and she gave me a client worth $16,000.
Fantastic. Wow, what an amazing example.
Yeah,
I was like, wow, because she remembered how generous I was. She remembered my skill set. She remembered that time I took with her. So you just
people don't forget. They don't forget. They may not be ready to do business with you now, but people don't forget kindness.
No.
You know, that's true. Now, it means standing your ground. That, you know, you've still got to work and you've still got to, you know, generate income and clients and things. But there's a lot of things that we can do to help people in small ways. And we all remember that. I remember that when people have been good to me when I first started too. So offline marketing is one thing. Now, one thing I want to bring in there, now I'm going to say something not everybody is going to like, but that's, you know, it's okay, it's part of my role, is we've also got to focus on sales. You can't do marketing without sales, right? So you can market till the cows come home, but if you can't convert that into a sale, there is no money in the bank account. And for some reason, we have this thing that we don't like sales. I don't want to be pushy, you know, is a lot of the time we're very good at talking about your product or service, but at the end, you need to ask for the business.
Yeah.
You to actually then look at closing that into a client or moving that forward. So sales and marketing need to go together. A lot of people will focus on marketing, but then you've got to focus on conversion, right? So if you're going to be going out doing quotes, proposals, lots of meetings, what about converting the ones that you've already done? So this is the fastest way, and it's free, and it doesn't cost you anything. It's follow up, follow up, follow up. But following up in the right way, and there's some wee strategies around that, and I teach on sales, is we've got to get better at sales, particularly women in business, and feel confident around that, and just get your own way of saying that so you're comfortable with that. But marketing will bring you interest, will bring you potential new clients, will get your name out there, will build your brand. However, it won't bring you clients unless you can actually convert that.
Yeah.
Unless you can convert that marketing into and ask that person if they would like to come on board, and there's ways in which we can do that, then so marketing's done its job, but it won't necessarily put money in the bank account unless you finish that off.
Good point. Really good point.
Yeah.
And there's nothing to be scared about. It's okay. Sales is good because it depends what you think around sales. For me, I love sales because it means you're helping people. Well, they have a need or a problem, and you know how to solve that for them, and you're simply working with them to help them with that.
Yeah.
That's how we think around that. So I just want to jump on talking about online marketing. So we know a lot around what we should be doing. Good website. First of all, make sure you've got a good website. Should be really looking at updating that every couple of years. Needs to be mobile responsive. Needs to be easy. So it's not just a pretty website. A website is a sales tool. So what do you want it to do? And this is where, if it was anything I would recommend around marketing, is invest in a good website.
Yeah.
It is important. It's the copywriting on the website, the words, we do buy on emotion, even though we might often think we buy on logic. So, it's what is that, you'll see good websites a problem and then they have a solution, and making it easy for people to find their way around your site.
Yeah.
So I often get asked to do audits. I'm no SEO online guru, but often that's what they ask me from a user perspective as to, how difficult, how easy, what's the key message. So pay attention to the website. It really is a good sales tool. And then, yes, we have Facebook. Yes, we have LinkedIn. We have Instagram. We have Twitter. We have so many different kind of platforms. But again, if it's one thing I would say to you is, first of all, where are your clients?
Yeah.
Where are your potential clients? I meet with a lot of online companies, and they'll say you have to be on this, you have to be on that, you have to be on that. And I'm thinking, goodness, well, first of all, let's actually look where, clients are, or potential clients. So yes, we want to be online. LinkedIn is something that we all need to be doing more of. Yeah. And we all need to be, more savvy around. And there's lots of really good people that can help with training, and support around that, or do it for you. Same as with Facebook, but Facebook is different to LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a really good professional kind of platform for us as well. So it's then what you would say, would be different. How you would approach that would be different. And remember, you don't have to know all of this. This is where it is worth looking at who can help you.
Yeah.
Who is good at social media. And there are so many people out there. It doesn't have to cost an absolute fortune. You can find something to fit your budget, but get someone who knows what they're doing, and stick to your knitting. Stick to what you're good at.
Yeah.
And work well at that, and get out there and get more clients. You still need to manage everything in your business, but this is where pulling people in who are experts at what they do can save you a lot of time. But can actually help you bring more clients, and can help you with that marketing as well.
It's really easy to fall into the trap, I'll just do it myself, and then you end up spending all these hours that you could then, actually be with clients or selling, and you've taken the money and spent it on someone to do it. You could have been out selling and earning money.
Yeah, exactly. Like e-newsletter, for example. One of my past clients sometimes would spend 4 or 5 hours in front of a computer doing an e-newsletter. She could have been out getting a new client, in that time. That was worth thousands of dollars. So once we got some help and support for her, it gave her time to do that. It also meant she needed to get out and get more clients, too. But it worked, and it works really, really well. So, you know, work on that face-to-face, work on your referrals, work on that, you know, your networking and building a network and people around you as well, because not all customers are created equal. Not all clients are created equal. And so when we talk around marketing, I've kind of mentioned before, you know, why should people buy from you? You know what? We're in business and it's a two-way street too. So who do you want to work with?
Yeah.
And often when I ask, especially startup companies or new clients, you know, who do you want as your client? Most people will say anyone. Anyone who'll buy my product or service. I'll just take anyone as long as they buy it. But sometimes down the track, you know, they don't always turn out to be an A or a B type client. So
totally.
I love to work with my clients and really we categorize them into A, B, C and D type clients. And we focus on our A and B guys, people who we want to bring into the business. So who would your ideal client be? And then I help people figure out where are they? And then the important thing is how. How do we get in front of them?
Yeah.
So how can we get them to you as well? So take a bit of time and think, who do you want? You know, this is your time to think of your ideal client, right? What size company are they? How old are they? You know, this is all the demographic, psychodemographic kind of stuff. So how much money do they make, right? What kind of products or services would they need? You know, what kind of companies? So where are they? And you often know all of this, but it's actually just kind of pulling it out, getting it down. And then often where people tend to be a little bit stuck sometimes is how. Well, now I know this stuff, but well, now what do I do? How am I supposed to get in front of these guys? And businesses are not always easy to get in front of. Yes. And you often get one chance at it. So it's coming from it from the right kind of angle and positioning you really well. So positioning you as the expert. If it's something I also pass on to my guys is position yourself as the expert and the consultant, not the salesperson. And it changes the way in which you market to people and the way in which you talk about it and you approach meetings. You are the expert. You're not there as a salesperson. And people
that's really good.
Yeah. And it kind of takes things off us then, rather than I need a new client, I need to sell more product. It's like, hey, no, I'm really good at what I do. Yeah. You know, there's a reason why they want to meet today. Let's just relax. Just ask more questions about them. You're last. It's all about them, first of all. What do they need? Because otherwise, how can you provide the solution if you don't know what they need? So often what we tend to do is go into a meeting, tell people, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. This is what I do, this is what I do, and this is what the cost is. And I'm cheaper than other kind of companies. Like, no, value your worth in what you do, you know, and you're good at what you do. So, you know, first of all, ask them a lot more about themselves. People love talking about themselves. Finding out exactly what they're needing. Now you can come in as a person with a solution.
Yeah.
Now you're going to hit their hot buttons and they're much more interested in your product or service.
I was having a conversation with someone last week about that whole positioning yourself as an expert. And someone said to me, so Fiona, what do you actually do? And I said, well, I get paid to ask really intelligent questions.
I like it.
Yeah, it is. They have their own answers all the time, but they need someone to guide them through that process, right?
Yeah.
Point them in the direction to get expert help or knowledge or tools or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly right. And you know what? And it also means that you stand out when you can change your approach. Remember, I said you have your best sales and marketing person. So many people will go into a meeting and start telling about their company, giving their marketing material. This is what we can do for you. So they're used to that approach. So when you can come from a different angle and you can stand out and say, well, you know, I'm really interested about your company.
Yeah.
You know, another wee tip, if you want to get into different companies, different businesses, and of course we all want new clients and to keep your pipeline full, do your research on someone before you meet them.
Yes.
Find out about them, get on their website, find them on LinkedIn, look at Facebook, find out about them first and do them the courtesy of actually researching their company or themselves. So when you are sitting down, you find some common ground, you know. It might be they like fishing or the outdoors, or they support a certain charity or whatever it is that you can bring into the conversation. Remember, people need to like you. Yeah. So this is your sales and your marketing kind of together there. And this is where they're much more likely to do business with you as well. So that's also why it's a lot stronger than putting an ad in the paper.
Yeah.
Which is more of a scattergun approach where hopefully someone will read it who may just happen to need your product or service at that time. Relationships are so strong, and this is the backbone of how we do business here. Is it's who you know, and it's those recommendations. So sometimes it can take a bit of time. However, if you can approach meetings just with some of these strategies that I've talked about, it strengthens them so quickly, and it means that you can fast track, as well. And they really get you, and they feel that you get them, and they like you. And you genuinely, wanting to do what's right, and to help them as well.
Well, you're developing a relationship, aren't you? You're looking to invest in a relationship with someone that you want to get to know, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's right. And particularly, it also gives you time to think, is this a client that you want to work with?
Yes.
It's a two-way street. Yeah. You want to invest however many, months, or depending on your product or service. Is this someone who you want as an A and B type client? And what can you do for them? So, it's this is where it's not just about a transactional sale and how much money we can make. It's about, okay, what can you do to add value to that person? How can you help them? And yes, how can you be rewarded for your time and charging what you're worth? But this is where you come from an expert. You know what you do. That's why the other person comes to you. They don't have that knowledge or expertise that you do. That's why they want to invest in doing business with you. It's not just often a one-off sale. Even if it's a product you're selling, you want that client to come back, or you want that client to refer others to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just briefly, Fiona, you mentioned sort of newspapers there. Is there any time when sort of newspaper and magazine is still relevant? You said, quite often that you end up with the scattergun approach. Are there any times where it would be suitable?
Sure. All marketing is, it depends on your industry, and it depends on the product. If you are advertising in industry-specific publications, so, say you're trading and you're promoting in some trades publication or a website, but yes, absolutely. But if you're going to do that, there's real strategy, and there's, marketing's a bit of a, and sales is kind of has psychology, around it as well. So rather than just say, this is what we do, this is our phone number, it again is, what works really well is when you highlight pain points, and then you come in as a solution. So you'll see on certain ads and print media and online where they'll have 2 or 3 key points. Is this you? Are you stressed? Is there never enough hours in the day? Are you this? Are you this? Are you this? Then we can help.
Yeah.
We do this for clients, and our clients find that it's absolutely fantastic and amazing, and just a headline, you've got to get people's attention. If you don't get people's attention, 95% of people will gloss over that ad. So you've got to hook people with that actual headline. And this is where we talk in marketing around pleasure and pain. People are more motivated to do something by getting away from pain than they are because it is a good thing to do. So you mentioned before about security alarms. If I said to somebody, you should really install a security alarm because it's a good thing to do, and it's very useful and valuable. Yeah, okay. But if I said to someone, you should install a security alarm because 5 of your neighbours have been burgled over the last week, and it's likely that you might be next, and they're like, oh right, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, your neighbours got burgled and they're installing an alarm, and we're doing a special in your area. It's like,
maybe I should. Yeah, maybe I should. Yeah, so often, there's lots of different strategies that you can actually use. But first of all, who do you want as your client? Where are they? Find out, map out just a bit more about who are these guys that you want. And this is where you just work on that strategy side first, and then the tactical things. So will Google AdWords work for you? Now, they work a treat for some businesses, and they don't work so well for others. That's okay. What about offline stuff? What about, for some people, running seminars? Whether it's, doing some online video. Video is great now. It's a fantastic medium.
Yeah.
To actually build relationships quickly and educate people. Tell people what you do. So some of the online stuff is magic. But also don't forget about the offline. The actual relationships with people, as well. So we get pulled a bit more into the online world. I'm just saying we need to have a bit more of a balance, really.
I've just noticed that recently in the last couple of weeks. I've got out and been doing some more face-to-face meetings, like I came and met you, Fiona, and it was really, really good just to actually sit down and connect and do that face-to-face stuff. It's so valuable. You're right. It's because I spent so much time doing online stuff. Yeah, it was lovely to connect with people again in the real world.
Yeah.
You know, I could talk for ages about marketing, but I know that we're on a time limit. But there's things that I've got here that can help. And one thing I would just say is kind of focus. Be careful where you put your time and energy. Focus on money-making activity. So I've got lots of these sayings that my clients always smile when I talk around this, and it's really interesting because I hear them say it back to me. So focus on where is the money in your business.
Yeah,
that's where you're putting your time and energy, and get support from other people. Yeah. So like I said before, spending 4 or 5 hours in front of a computer, you could be out getting a new client.
Yeah.
So where are you putting your time? Referrals, let's thank people, get people, qualified people who like what you do and trust you already. So give a bit of love to the people who've already done business with you. Yeah. And how can we reward them as well? And focus on those building relationships. There's a wee strategy that I use called low-hanging fruit. What it means is, this is a good thing to actually pass on as well. When I talk around building relationships and referrals, write a list of those people you've been meaning to get in contact with for ages. Who are the people who they were away, they were sick, you've said we must catch up, or it's kind of they're semi-interested in what you do, but it wasn't the right time for them for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Write a list of them and make that a priority and get in front of them. Go and follow up those people. Yeah, they're much easier to then reignite and up again, rather than somebody who doesn't know you at all. So you have these people, every single one of us has these people around us.
Yeah.
We just simply take a few minutes, take 20 minutes, write this list down, then get straight on that phone and make those appointments and book them in and get out with people.
Yeah, that's a I've got I call my my connector list. I've got a list of connectors, like I've got my leads tracker and I've got my connectors, people I know who connected me in the past with either a great supplier or a potential lead. Maybe it hasn't come to anything, but they've thought of connecting me with people. So those, I've got that list I kind of go through to look at reconnecting with them if I haven't checked in with what they've been doing for a while.
Yeah, great idea. Yeah, it works well.
Hey Fiona, thank you so much for your wisdom. I've taken lots and lots of notes. How about you, Liz?
Yeah, heaps.
I love your ideas around the offline stuff, because I think that there's such a focus, as you say, on the online world at the moment, and it's so many new things coming out all the time, and Facebook's adding interviews soon where you can, rather than just Facebook Live, you can have 2 people. So you can do interviews and stuff. So there's always new stuff coming out in the online world to keep up with, and it can be a bit overwhelming. But reconnecting with the offline stuff and actually having the face-to-face and going out to events and meeting people and connecting at that level is such a valuable thing to keep up with. And your points about making sure you go back to the basics of marketing. Going out and who is your ideal client and where they hang out and what are their pain points, and making sure that you communicate that in all of the different mediums you're in, right? That there's the consistency, right, around the messaging to make sure that everywhere they go, they get that same message. I know I've been guilty of scattergunning. Oh, this is a good idea. Go off on that tangent, and it doesn't do you any favours, because people go, what do you actually do again? You're like, yes, okay, I've missed the boat on that one. Right, Liz, we've been there and got that t-shirt.
Oh, yes. Yeah, absolutely.
So thanks for getting us to focus on those things. It's been great to have you on. For those of you who are listening in, I'm just going to post, Fiona's very generously offered a free ebook for everybody who's listening in today that she's written. Tell us the name of it, Fiona.
So it's called 8 Power Strategies for Business Success Now, and it says the secrets to survive and thrive in any economy. So I'm quite happy to email out the digital copy to you. And yeah, it's got some fantastic stuff in here about marketing. Some really good, everything I do is practical, so there's some stuff that you can take away and implement into your business, straight away. So just simply email us at the office and we will send that out to you. So that's at info@bbsolutions.co.nz. So that's short for Breakthrough Business Solutions. So it's info@bbsolutions.co.nz, and we'll get one of those out to you, and that's to the value of $47. So hope you enjoy it.
It's very generous of you. I really appreciate that. I know everybody else, Susie says thanks, and everyone else will be appreciating that too. Thank you so much for that generous offering of yourself. That's fantastic. So for me, I'm gonna go through my low-hanging fruit list and actually go back to my previous clients. My to-do list now is go back to my previous clients and offer them a new product, because I just thought, oh my gosh, I haven't even done that. How clever am I? Not. I will need to figure out the strategy for doing that, and the languaging and the copy and stuff. So I won't be just firing that out like that. I make sure I do it well. So thanks for giving me the kick in the bum to think about that, because that's it. How often do we miss the bleeding obvious?
Well, they know what we do. They know I'm here.
Yeah. They'll just come and buy it. Yeah. Doesn't work that way, do we? Do really have to let people know how we can help them. So, thanks for that great reminder, Fiona. Liz, what's your takeaways from today?
Obviously heaps, and particularly, positioning as the expert, not the sales consultant, and that whole, we're here to help people, and so remembering that to really, and then, we just come across different mindsets and come across a lot different, rather than just going in there purely for the sale. So what have they got going on in their life that we can help them with? Yeah, for sure. Thank you. And so much more.
And the other 5 pages of notes as well. Yes. That's what I love about these interviews. You come away with so much, so many, inspiration for your business, really. You start to see some things you can implement. So I hope everybody's listening today has come away with some ideas. If you'd like to join us on the Business Made Easy group and post any aha moments that you've had for yourself, feel free to share them across there. Thank you so much, Fiona Clark, for your time today. Really appreciate you coming in and giving us your wisdom. Our next show, I'll be interviewing Matt Joel, and he's going to be talking about growing your revenue. He is the numbers man. I met Matt Joel when I first started in business. He's a business coach, and he told me to double my prices. So I really liked him the first time I met him. So he's way too cheap. You can't do that. You need to charge more money. So he's really good at getting you to think about the money and your value and your worth, and how to grow your revenue in your business. That's a specific area of expertise. And I know that a lot of us women really struggle around the numbers and the money, and asking for what we actually are worth. When you think about the number of years you've been in business, all that wealth of experience, there's a lot you're bringing to a conversation, a lot of value and knowledge and experience that you're bringing to someone, and it's worth a lot of money, especially if you can, add that value and take someone who's in frustration and pain and take that away and help them grow their business. That needs to be paid for. It's a value that you're adding. So I'm looking forward to that conversation. I think there's going to be a lot of us listening in on that one and taking some great notes as well. So thank you, ladies, for your time today. I'm going to stop the recording now. And there we go.